Hello, this is a short video presentation on how to write repeating decimals as fractions. So let me write that down. So for instance, if I had a number like 1.7 repeating, how could I write that as a fraction? Yesterday in my video I said any number that can be written as a fraction is a rational number. And I said that, make that a little clearer, I said that repeating decimals are rational numbers. So obviously I should be able to write this as a fraction. And there's a very simple technique. We're going to go through 4 examples because it gets tweaked a little bit depending on the repeating decimal. We set a variable. I've always used n, I'm not sure why, as our repeating decimal. We set that equal to a variable. Then above it, because one digit is repeating, one digit repeats, I use 10. If 2 digits repeat, I use 100. And if 3 repeat, I would use 1,000. So since I use 10, I multiply both sides of the equation by 10. 10n equals 17.7 repeating. All right, 1.7 repeating is 1.7777 forever, hence the bar. So 10 times that means you move the decimal over one place and you get 17.777 repeating. So that's what I have here. And now I subtract. 10n minus 1n, 9n, 17.77777 forever minus 1.7777 forever is 16. The repeating part just cancels. I divide both sides by 9, and my fraction is 16/9. You can take your calculator and check it, but you'll find that 16 divided by 9 is 1.7 repeating. So I said, looking at this part, if 2 digits repeat, we'd use 100. So let's look at an example like that, where 2 digits repeat. And we have here a number, 0.345, and the 45 repeats. So I do the same thing. I set n equal to 0.345, and now I multiply, 0.3 with the 45 repeating, and now I multiply that by 100. So 0.3454545 forever, and I multiply by 100. That means I move the decimal over twice, and 100n then is equal to 34.545 repeated. All right, it's going to be 34.54545. All right, so the 45 is repeating. I lost my decimal there. And now I subtract. I get 99n equals 34, 5 minus 3 is 2, 34.2, and the 4, 5 minus the 4, 5 cancels. So I subtract both sides to the top equation, divide by 99, and I have a fraction. Unfortunately for us guys, we are not allowed to leave decimals in a fraction. So we have 34.2 divided by 99. We got to do something with that. So we want to get rid of this decimal. We multiply the top and the bottom by 10. And when we do that, we get 342 over 990. But, and you'll learn this because I will harp on it all year, when we have fractions that can be reduced, we must reduce. So we divide the top by 2, divide the bottom by 2, and we get 150/71. 171 divided by 495. All right, and then we can't reduce that anymore. So we're done. This is the answer. All right, so what did we do? Two digits were repeating. I'm sorry, it's down here. So we multiplied by 100. Just move the decimal over 2 places. Boom, boom. And we had 345454, 34545454. So the 45 or the 54, depending on how you look at it, repeat. And we have our answer. All right, let's try one more. And I would encourage you to try this on your own and then check my solution. All right, here's our repeating decimal, 13.56. So what I want you to do is try it. And if you get stuck, watch the video. But otherwise, try it on your own. Pause the video. See what you get. And then look at what I do. I ask you to do this quite often just to make, for you to know if you're really understanding. So let's do this. Hopefully you paused it. And now you're back with me. Good. Thanks for pausing. So n is equal to 13.56 repeating. One digit is repeating, so I multiply by 10. I move the decimal over 1 place, I get 135. So I have 135.66 repeating. Now I could have written the repeating here, but I want the repeatings portion to be one on top of the other. And now I subtract. There is no need to write minus minus, but if you want to, do it. 10n minus 1n, 9n, and now we subtract. The repeating parts cancel. 6 minus 5, 1 with the decimal. 5 minus 3 is 2. And 3 minus 1 is 2. And I get 1. 1. Divide by 9. Divide by 9. And I see that I have to get rid of this decimal here. So I multiply top and bottom by 10. 10 because I need to move the decimal over 1 place. And I get n equals 1221 divided by 90. 900, my bad. And because I can divide 1221 by 3, and I can divide 900 by 3, I do so. Doesn't mean there isn't another number I can divide by, but I know I can divide them by 3, because 12 is divisible by 3 and 21 is. And so I get 407 divided by 300. And the only numbers that go into 300 are 2, 5, and 3. 2, 3, and 5. The only prime numbers. I can't simplify. This is the answer you should have gotten. If you got this answer, that's pretty good. You know what you're doing, but remember to simplify. All right. I hope this makes sense. I hope your year is starting off great. Cannot tell you how much I enjoyed our first day. This is Tuesday night. I think it's really going to be a fun year. I had a great time, and I love you guys to death. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.